Alright, here we are, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Specifically Shield, not like it matters. Yeah, I was getting myself a drink, and God, I put way too much rum in this. Yeah. Oh, God. I probably could have put like a quarter of the rum, if that. Oh my God. I started, and then I was like, oh yeah, I need to add a little bit more juice to this, because oh my God. Not that it's bad per se, it's just got too much rum in it. So yeah, we're here in Pokemon. So if you don't know, right now in Pokemon there's an event going on. For a Halloween event, to get a special Halloween, right, one Pokemon is shiny. And that Pokemon just so happens to be... Do I have it in my... I don't think I have it in my party. Yeah, neither of these two. That Pokemon just so happens to be... Let me go over a few boxes. Zoroark. You have a chance to get a shiny Zoroark. Zoroark. And I was talking, I think last week, about how I wanted a shiny Zoroark. I want a shiny Zoroark, and I want a shiny Zorua. Because I don't have either, obviously. So when I saw the event, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So yesterday, I grinded a little bit. You can tell which ones are 5 stars and which ones are 6 stars. It's almost impossible to get into a 5-star raid. Or 4-star and 5-star. It is so fucking hard to get into a 5-star raid for these Zoroarks, because everybody's immediately on it. But yeah, I think so that's a 4-star. This is a 5-star. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So I caught 10. I actually caught 11. I caught one more. And I think like 4 got away. 3 or 4 got away. But yeah, I was at my wit's end. And there's one more story that, before we actually get into the show, that I do want to say. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so I was at my wit's end grinding these Zoroarks. I was doing it like until midnight. And then around midnight, I'd finished whatever like podcast or YouTube video I was listening to. And I was like, I'm in the middle of looking for one right now. I'll stop when I get the next one. Right? I'll get one more. And, if I didn't get one, well, we just do it on stream today. I was like, I'll get one more. Just one more try. Yep, I got a shiny Zoroark. Yep, I called him Pluto just because, I like to name things like that. So yeah, that was annoying. But I got the shiny Zoroark. There it is. Now, I do want a Zorua. The pre-evolution, which... Do I have one sitting around in one of these boxes? I know I did, and then I released it at some point. Let me check. It'd be in the... not in here. It'd be in the Isle of Armor. Nah, I just have a Zoroark. Yeah. I forgot you could get Alolan Vulpix in this game. There's a Pokemon I really like. Like, I used it when I played Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Pretty good. Hey, Crispy Potatoes, how you doing? Is this the... I was gonna say, I have an own tempo Rockruff somewheres that I need to evolve into, because I have the day form, I have the night form, I need the dusk form. And I knew I had an own tempo one somewheres. I just didn't know where. Yeah, here it is. It's one of those things I always forget to do. Same thing with, where is it? This Alcremie over here. I have a shiny Alcremie, and I just need to do maybe some quick EV training, and then evolve it, and I just haven't got around to it yet. But yeah, this is Shiny Corner. You have Shiny Zoroark, Shiny Celebi, Shiny Milcery, And then, if you know, right now there are two Pokemon, like, distribution events going on. One is for Zamazenta and Zacian. So when you do, so there, you can go to GameStop and you can get these codes. I went to GameStop, I got the codes, so I have a shiny Zacian and a shiny Zamazenta. And then there's an event for Celebi and where is it? This guy right here, Zaruda. Zarude? It's probably just Zarude. So yeah, I have a shiny one of those as well. When I was playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's a tree that when you run into the bike, the game drops 10 frames. I mean, I mean, have you seen how the trees look in this game? Yeah, this is my little shiny corner. All my other shinies are currently stored in the Pokemon Bank thing. I don't remember what it's called. Pokemon Box, is it just called that? You know, my shiny Blacephalon. I know I have at least one more shiny, but I'm pissed off because, so when I went to get the Zoroark yesterday, so right, I caught the Zoroark. There it is. I also found a shiny Scizor. While I was just doing random battles, I found a shiny Scizor. And it fucking broke free. I didn't catch it. That one pissed me off. Because I was told that the best ball to use in the max raid battles is Ultra Balls. Because repeat balls are so good that the numbers actually loop back around and they become bad. So I was told to use Ultra Balls. Yeah, I used an Ultra Ball on this thing, didn't catch it. I was so fucking pissed. But then I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just use Dusk Balls. I did not have I had Ultra Balls failing me like one in every like 4 or 5. Dusk Ball has never failed me. And that's how I was able to catch Pluto. There's a few other spoilery things in there. But yeah, so that's how I got it. So today, the max raid event is still going on right now. So we're going to experiment with that a little bit. But if I get bored, because I don't expect today's show to be a long show, I did get this Zoroark who is Spanish. So it's a Spanish Zoroark that I can breed with, I don't know, one of these in here. I don't know. I can just literally just pick one. There's a female. And yeah, we can call it good. So yeah, that's my backup plan at the moment. I don't know. We might do a little bit of both. Admittedly, I don't. I would expect I had more shiny Zoroarks or more female. But yeah, maybe we'll mess around with those in a little bit. But for now, we're gonna do some max raid battles. So yeah. But yeah, tonight's just going to be a really chillax night. We're playing Pokemon. I know I've been talking up doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke. That's clearly not happening anytime soon, so yeah, sucks. I wanted to do it, but I just didn't at the end of the day. So yeah. I honestly forget about the Discord. I know I have the Discord. Oops. And I just constantly forget about it. Like, I know I could just post, like, stream notifications there, but, like, what's the point, really? I mean, I don't check it as much as I should, and I'm sure other people check it. So we're looking for Zoroark raids with the Incredible stamp on it. So anything that has an Incredible on it is what we're looking for. Is this gonna work? Oh, we got into one first try. It's a fucking nightmare. If you're not on these 5-star Zoroark raids, it's gone. That's it. What do you mean YouTube commentary? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, voiceover, or... I'm gonna drink some of my rum. Oh god, that's rummy. Oh fuck! First one of the night. Are you fucking shitting me? Oh my god. What? What? Oh my gosh. Record gameplay, talk about a topic, then put your voice over it. I have done that. I've been doing YouTube for like, I think 11, maybe even 12 years now. I have done that before. I've done reviews. I've done everything. The only thing I've never done is review music. And make music. God, I can't believe we found one on the first run of the night. Now, can we catch it? That's the bigger problem. Oh my gosh. I still love Zoroark's design. God, it's so good. And I'm so excited for that new one. The Hisuian Zoroark, that's the ghost type. Oh, it's so fucking cool. Yeah, and then I've been using Hatrina, and it just destroys. I know, I've seen it, Zoroark, do some good damage against Hatrina, but it's never been fainted before. So yeah, Hatrina has done me great. And then I was using Poltegeist a little bit as well, but Hatrina's just way better on these things. Because of just the pure dark type. He's getting desperate. Health 90%. Yeah, that's one of the things that I still hate. I still dislike about Sword and Shield. What is the max raid battles? Like how they do the special like shields, and the fact that it's impossible to win these unless you team up with people online. Like if you're just doing it with computers, the computers are so stupid, it becomes impossible to win. Clip done. Nice. I cannot believe first one. That is the I mean, I caught 10. Right? I showed the box at the beginning of the stream. I caught 10 Zoroark, 11 yesterday. I caught 11 Zoroarks yesterday. That was out of like 3 hours. It was like 2 or 3 hours, and probably over 100 failed attempts, of which I only got into about 11 max raid battles. And then just to get it here on the first try. Oh my god. Okay, Dusk Ball away. Please work, please work. I jinxed myself earlier. One, 2, 3, and let's go! Shiny, second shiny Zoroark, you are mine! Now tell me, is you a boy or a girl? That's a boy, right? I'm so bad with these symbols. Yeah, it's a boy. Okay, so I named the other one Pluto. Now I need a good name. Boy has the arrow pointing up. See, I always mix them up. I need a good... So I named one Pluto. What would be a good name for this one? I'm saving Proserpina. I'm saving Proserpina for either a female or the Zorua? The baby one. And then I'm saving Zagreus as well, potentially. What's the Roman Zagreus? I actually don't know. Is there even a Roman Zagreus? Cosmo. Not bad. Not bad. I'm just thinking of Cosmo and Wanda from Fairly Odd Parents, which makes me think green. Oh, God. Remember when that show used to be good? And then it just kept going. And then they kept introducing new characters. Anything else that comes to mind? Purple. Purple and black, especially. It sucks now, at least. Yeah, I think it's canceled. I don't know. I know SpongeBob is currently in its 12th season right now, and in its 12th season, it's only gotten 9 episodes or something in the past 2 years because of COVID. It's oh God, modern SpongeBob's fucking garbage. What's And then, of course, my other thought is, do I go through... Trust me. Oh, I do. I totally believe you with that tree glitch thing. The other thing is, do I name it... So I named it Pluto, right? After the Greek god of the underworld. Or Roman god, specifically. Do I name this one Hades, on the other hand? Or do I try to get 3? One Pluto, one Neptune, and one Jupiter? Or do I name it Kronos? Or is the Roman Kronos Saturn? Do I stick with my Greek god thing? I can't decide. Name an imposter. It's not a sussy baka. No. God, no. This is why I don't name my Pokemon. No. No. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. Uwu. I remember having some stupid Pokemon names. What was... like a coffin named blood. Well, I think my Bidoof was always called Slavinator because, it learned all the HMs. I think my Xerneas from Gen 6 is named Hot Dog. Yeah, I think it's named Hot Dog. Because all my Pokemon in Gen 6 were named after food. They were all named after food, but I don't remember anything else. I can always rename it later. I'm just not going to name it for now. Nope. Cosmo's not bad, but I'm just not going to name it for now. Really? Lawnmower 2. Yeah, I think I only ever got 2 of the Rotoms. Because you can get them all in the Isle of Armor. But I think I only ever got the mower. I can check right now. Because I've completed the Pokedex in these games. Box. It's in the armor box. Let's see. I'm missing the microwave. Huh, I'm just missing the microwave, huh? $270. Yeah, I've been considering doing a Nuzlocke recently. And God, I'm horrified. Because I know I'm going to fuck it up and black out immediately. Because, yeah, I'm horrified to do a Nuzlocke. But I've been thinking about it. Alright, we'll try One more time. So we've got Pluto and we've got a Zoroark here. We'll try one. We'll see if we can get one more. I don't like the new I didn't play the new Pokemon Snap. I saw it was on sale today. I think it was like $40. And I was like, oh, okay, that's not terrible, I guess. But I'd much rather would have Mario Party, which I did buy Mario Party, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later. Because, yeah, I bought Mario Party. Oh, I beat Super Mario Odyssey. I think it took me a month to beat Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. I took my sweet-ass time with those games. God, I want to play Breath of the Wild again. I've been watching speedruns. Yeah, I've been watching speedruns of Breath of the Wild, and it's... Oh my gosh, I want to play the game again. Don't bully me. I've been playing Mario Odyssey and got all moons. Yep, I remember doing all moons. I don't know, there's... Oh, nope, just a normal one. Yeah, God, could you imagine? Nah, that was too... I mean, just getting to... There was... So, there's an artist on Twitter I follow who goes by Mana? M-A-N-A. And she hunts shinies, right? She does a lot of... Like, between doing art, she hunts shiny Pokemon. And there was one day where she caught more shiny Pokemon in just a single day than I have in 20 years of playing Pokemon. And I was just like, oh my god, are you serious? Like, because I only catch about one shiny per generation. And then I have like a few other weird things, like Blacephalon, Pookie, right? A few other rare things. But, yeah, And then, of course, immediately after, I saw her catching all the shinies, and was like, you know what, I'm going to take a stab at it. And immediately, I found a shiny Teddiursa, which I think is still sitting in Pokemon X and Y. My shock. Bro, today I saw like 8 different anime characters at my school. Am I shocked? No. Am I scared? Yes. We did a Halloween dress-up today. Someone dressed up as Ranbo? Oh god, who did this? Wait, where is who? Okay, wait, how did Dream SMP? Is Ranbo Dream SMP? I have no idea. I have no idea who Ranbo is, or I've never seen Dream SMP. I should say that. See, and I don't, and like I've never seen Dream SMP, but I have seen Dream. I've been following Dream since before he had 10,000 subscribers, and I think he makes entertaining content. I hate how much he yells, but I think his content's entertaining. I've never seen any of the Dream SMP stuff before or anything like that. But just like the manhunts, yeah, they're kind of fun. I mean, like, even if they were totally fake, they're still really entertaining videos. He's got a good editor. He's got some good music. I get why Dream blew up, and I get why he blew up as big as he did. Yeah, and I don't know. It's also complicated nowadays. But so speaking of anime costumes, I saw someone. Let's see, what ones did I see today at university? Someone was dressed up as Full Metal Alchemist. I think it was Full Metal Alchemist, anyways. Who? What else did I see? I saw someone as Tokyo Ghoul. Like, you know, whoever the main... I've never seen Tokyo Ghoul, but whoever the main character from that is, I saw someone dressed up as that. At least I'm like 90% sure it was that. What else did I... There was at least one other anime costume I saw. And they were all of them were really, like, well made. Like for doing it, but I don't remember. Tons of demon... Oh, I did see a Naruto. Yep, I saw a Naruto. And, it was... Well, it wasn't Naruto specifically. It was like one of the support... It was like Sasuke or one of those other characters. I didn't see any Dream or anything like that. No, I didn't see any of that. What else? Did I see anyone else? I saw someone as the Joker, and that was really impressive. Like, their Joker was really, like, well done. Anything else? Nothing I can think of. There was probably a bunch of other stuff. But nothing I can think of. There we go. But yeah, Halloween was pretty uneventful. I mean, it went by fine. I mean, technically Halloween's not for like another like 2 days. But... yeah, I mean, today there's no classes on Sunday, so everyone just dressed up today. What I saw there's one other one I was forgetting. I don't know. There was some impressive stuff. What else was I was gonna say something else. Sasuke Dream. Oh, the glow squid thing. So this year they did the mob vote. And did you see Dream's response to the mob vote this year? I actually, like, he didn't have to do it. He could have told everyone to vote for the glare, and they would have just voted for the glare. But I like that this year Dream was like, no, this is a community decision. I recognize that I hold a lot of sway in the community, so I'm just not going to say anything. I didn't see... Did George say something? I didn't see George say anything either. Maybe I missed that tweet, but I didn't see anything either from him. And to be fair, the mob I expected to win won. I knew the glare wasn't going to win. And the iron golem or the copper golem had a chance. But, yeah. No, I knew the LA was inevitable to win. Okay, nothing's happening. Let's... But yeah. I don't know. I expected the LA to win. It just... I wish how they did the mob vote was just whatever one came in first was the one that they did first. Yeah, I have seen the thing where people think the LA doubles items. Admittedly, the developers have done their due diligence to try to dispel those rumors. But yeah, I have seen people say that. Oh, look, it's a Zorua. Did we do this one already? Yeah, to be fair, I liked... Out of the 4 mobs from that vote, I thought the Phantom was going to be pretty cool. I like the idea of a flying mob. And I don't hate the Phantom. I know a lot of people do. I don't hate it. I really don't. I know I'm in the minority on that. Like, I get how it can be annoying, but I don't hate the Phantom. And yeah, some of those other bosses were... Yeah, I wish they'd just do them all. If you have these ideas, do them. Of the one... And I think the Moo Bloom is stupid. I know people like the Moo Bloom. I think the Moo Bloom is stupid. The one I did like, though, was the Iceologer. Because, like, the magic projectile attack thing, or however it was going to work, that's different. That works different than any other thing. So I was totally down for the Isolager. The Moo Bloom, I thought, like, oh, who cares? It's just another Mooshroom. Who cares? And Glow Squid, if the Glow Squid actually emitted light... just a normal one. If the Glow Squid actually emitted... Yeah, the Moo Bloom was cute, but if the Glow Squid emitted light, I would actually probably defend it. Like, if it was like a roaming light source, I'd be like, you know, that aesthetically looks pretty cool. But because it doesn't, it just kind of sucks. Like, it really... Admittedly, I like how they use the Glow Squid ink with signs. Right? The item frame Glow Squid stuff, garbage. Who gives a shit? But the signs to make text glow, that's really nice. I think that's a good feature. But that's it. Other than that, I think the Glow Squid's completely useless. And then this year's mob vote, I thought all three were good. I thought all three had potential. I knew the LA was going to win. But I would have... I wish they had just put in all three. I wish they had just been like, you know, we're going to put the LA in the game first, and then we're going to put in the Copper Golem and Glare later on down the line. Kind of like what they're doing with the biome vote, where we get the mountain biomes in 1.8, and then we're getting the swamps in 1.9. Yeah, but what about Bedrock Edition? There's no F3 in Bedrock Edition. Oh, hey, you beat me to it. Yeah. And a lot of people don't know about F3. That's also another thing. A lot of people don't know about F3. I mean, you can easily Google it. But yeah. And it's just not, like, using F3 to determine light levels definitely isn't convenient. Like, I know, like, there's that mod that puts X's. Like, oh, wherever a mob can spawn, there's, like, a red X. That's convenient. That works. But the thing that puts just like, reading light levels on the giant F3 chart that's filled with, like, hundreds of statistics, nah, that's not nearly as convenient. In theory, the Glare could have been convenient. But I still knew the LA was going to win, and I'm happy with the LA winning. I would have been happy with the Copper Golem winning, even though everyone just compared it to a chicken and 2 pressure plates. And the LA, I mean, the LA is just a bunch of hoppers strung together, or just like a waterway. All of the mobs can be replaced with something else. But, you know, there's a convenience to it. Okay, crispy potatoes. I'll see you around. I should probably switch over to shiny grinding. What's the better route to shiny grind on? The wild area, or route, what is it, like the other route with the daycare? I wonder which one's better. I don't actually know. Huh. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the glow squid just could have been... The glow squid could have been cool. And that's honestly one thing I wish they would add to the game. Is just, like, if you, like, make, like, a lantern, you could hold it and have a moving light source. Like, I know there are tons of mods that do that, but I would love for you to be able to do that in, like, the default game. Because it has that trade-off of, well, oh, you hold, like, a lantern, but then you can't, like, infinitely, like, replenish, like, you could walk through the dark spaces, but then it doesn't, like, stop mobs from spawning or whatever. I don't know, there's gotta be a way to balance it. But that's totally something they can put in the default game. And it will always disappoint me that they didn't. Or they still haven't. I mean... Maybe one day they will, but, yeah. I've only ever, looking at the IVs, I think I've only ever gotten a single perfect IV Pokemon. Because, like, you see these ones where it's like, oh, this one's best in everything but HP. I think I've only ever got a single one that has all 6 perfect. And I think it's... Where are you? Yeah, it's this one. It's Alcremie. Yeah, no, I haven't seen Enders as smarter. Like, honestly, you just put the blocks above your head, so that way it can't get under the step and they're just as stupid as ever. Like, I really haven't noticed the difference, honestly. At least that's me personally. Oh, I've never seen that. Or at least that's never happened to me. Okay, let's get... This is the Zoroark. And this is the other one. Do I have the Destiny Knot anywhere in here? Maybe it's in my bag. Is Destiny Knot under other items? I think it is. God, I hate these memory discs. I wish you just had, like, a disc case that held all the memory discs in it. There it is, Destiny Knot. Oh, I have 2. It doesn't matter which one I give it to. He took it. Above me. Okay, let's... Which... Okay, I didn't mean to camp. Oh, God, look at... Oh, wait, Here comes the boy. Hello, boy. Welcome. There he is. He is here. Fucking love that stupid song. I love the one... There's a version of it that sounds like Seuss from Gravity Falls, but it's Here Comes the Dude. And I don't think that's the original, but it's so cute. Here's the daycare. The nursery, correction. Make it full ghost. Alright, let's see. Do we have anything stored away in here? I don't think so. Okay, I know how the nursery works. Oh, do I... it's so weird. The nursery has a person inside, but you can just leave... But you can't leave your Pokemon with them. That's dumb. I mean, it's super convenient for, like, shiny breeding like we are, but, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna set up a shiny tracker for Zoroark. Give me a second. Where's the shiny thing? Shiny Dex? Is it called Shiny Dex? Is it called? What's that called? What's the app called? I know I have it. Oh, here it is. Head to the Lake of Rage. How many? Did I get a shiny Porygon? I don't remember having a shiny Porygon, but according to this, I do. God. Okay. Let's create a new one. Zorua. Game Sword and Shield. Or Shield, specifically. Method is Masuda. And we do have the shiny charm. Alright, let's get started, shall we? You're heading to the lake to get the shiny Gyarados. That's always so, like, people who just naturally find shiny Gyarados. Like, they're just playing through Pokemon, and they find a shiny Magikarp or a shiny Gyarados, and it's like, nope, that's it. That's your one, that's the most common shiny, is that one. What's the other... I know there are a few other really common shinies, because you can basically get them just by beating games. I think Haxorus is one of them. Or maybe it's Dragonite. I know for beating one of the Pokemon games, you get a shiny... I think it's Haxorus. For beating, I think, either Black or White 2. And I think it might change depending on the game. I think in one game you get Haxorus, and the other one you get, like, Dragonite or something like that. I don't remember. The Lake of Rage thing is still really cool, though. I don't know. I started playing Pokemon Black and White earlier this year. I got like 3 gyms in, and I haven't touched it yet. Dreepy. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't remember the name either. Dreepy. Dreepy. So we have a 1 in 455 chance of getting this. I have pushed those numbers. You better believe I have pushed that 144 and not found it. Make a ghost team. Oh, look at him. God, I love... God damn it, the Zoro and Zoroark line are so cool. God damn it, I love them. It pisses me off how Gen 5 did them, where they were movie tie-ins and you needed the special event Pokemon to get them. But god damn it, they're still so cool. Oh, let me box real quick. So let's see. I know I cleared out some boxes earlier. So yeah, I have 3 boxes. Thank God the Pokemon Bank lets you destroy Pokemon. Like, you can literally, in the Pokemon box, or whatever the app's called, you can literally mass destroy an entire box. Whereas before, you have to do it one by one. It's a nightmare. Yeah. Oh, did we go off for a second? Yeah, what did I say? I hate how Gen 5 did Zoro and Zoroark, where you needed the movie tie-in stuff. That was freaking stupid as hell. I hated that. Oh god. Because you can only get them if you have the movie tie-in Pokemon, or else you just can't get Zoro and Zoroark. And it pissed me off. Because I got them once, and then never again in Gen 5. Because, you know, you don't have... Once you do a new playthrough, you don't have those Pokemon anymore. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you get a Ditto, or, yeah, a Rotom and a Ditto will make anything. I could totally be wrong about that. I don't know, look up the egg group on Cerebi. But I don't think so. Because there was a time where Rotom was considered a legendary Pokemon. And now it's fucking in everything. That is something that I'm kind of tired of in Pokemon. How every piece of technology has a Rotom in it. Like, it was neat in Gen 7. The Rotom Dex was a pretty neat idea. But, like, now everything in Pokemon has a Rotom. Your cell phone Pokedex has a Rotom. The drones have a Rotom. I'm just sick of it. I think they use the gimmick too much. The one exception, though. The one exception I will say is someone had the idea for a Rotom, like, a Rotom gym leader, where the premise was that it was a gym leader who was a robot that was made using a Rotom. And it was a piece of fan art, obviously, but it was an electric type gym leader that was a robot. And I was like, oh my god, that's so clever. That's such a good idea. But other than that, I'm tired of the Rotom thing. It's just it's overused. Not that I think Rotom is like, I still think it's a cool Pokemon. But I just ugh. And then freaking Legends Arceus has the stupid Arceus phone. You didn't need to give us an Arceus phone game. Like everything in the game is like prehistoric, and then you have a cell phone, and it's like, what? What the hell is this? Come on, game. That disappoints me. Did they disappear? Did they finish their business? Ghost jokes. Okay, I should probably get into the news at some point. I got sidetracked there for a little bit. Let's talk some news, shall we? So, N64 and Sega Genesis games came to Nintendo Switch Online. Box 6 was empty, so I didn't expect it in box 10. Yeah. But yeah, so N64 and Sega Genesis games came to Nintendo Switch Online, you know, as part of the expansion pass that costs an extra $30 a year. Which I know if you add up all the money, that's $5 a month. Maybe even a little less than that. But that's still, I don't know. That's just too much for me. It's dumb. Like, $5 a month sounds like nothing. But it's just a little too much for me. Drakloak? Really? Is that what it's called? God, that's weird. The evolution of Dreepy? It's probably Drakloak. Which Drake as in dragon and Loke. It might be Lock. Drakelock? No, Lock is Loch. Whatever. That's a weird name. It's like Dewilder, the Heydragon's middle evolution. Or maybe it's called Z-Wilder? Whatever it is, it's weird. Yeah, Golurk is a ghost type. Yeah. Golurk's pretty cool. But yeah, so N64 games came to Nintendo Switch this week. And they run like garbage. They seriously run like... they lag. Okay, that's part of it, is that the N64 games lag. And that sucks. Like, games lagging sucks. But on top of that, I hear they're just, like, the emulation they used on the games are terrible. Like, the textures are just wrong. I crit the goaler. We're gonna destroy so many of these Zorua babies. They're all gonna just be thrown in the pit of fire. Yeah, I don't, and that's disappointing. Like, you know, at least if they're gonna offer N64 games, they should at least work really well. Because I know that was a problem the Wii U had. Like, the Wii's emulator was pretty good from what I remember. But the Wii U's emulator, like, it had some textures that were messed up. The colors kind of sucked from what I remember. Like, it was a little muted. And yeah, and then I guess the Switch emulator I thought was pretty decent. I mean, that Fire Emblem port sucked, which I know isn't part of Nintendo Switch Online. But that Fire Emblem port was terrible for, was it not Genealogy of the Holy War? Whatever that game was. Your ghost team is Gengar, Aegislash, Mimikyu, Trevenant, Dusclops, and I'm looking for a sixth. Oh gosh, what's it called? Dew Wielder. Is it called Dew Wielder? The Gen 7 Ghost Pokemon. Delhelmise. Yeah, there you go. There's your 6th. Delhelmise. Boom. There. That'll throw people for a loop. I actually don't know if Delhelmise is any good. I think it's a neat design. Like, I like it conceptually, but I don't know if it's any good. I think he's in Sword. I'm pretty sure he's in Sword and Shield. Because I think I have one. Either that or he might be in the DLCs. I don't know. I can check. Give me a second. Let's see. Cerebi. Nope, just another Zorua. Let me see. I'll check Cerebi real quick. Delhelmise. Dunsparce, Dusknoir, Drapion, Dralgy, Ditto, Diglett, Delhelmise. There we go. It's located on Route 9 in Sword. Oh, it's a... Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was Ghost Water. It's actually Ghost Grass. So it might not be as useful. Because you have Trevenant. So it might not be as useful, actually. Yeah, I thought Delhelmise was Ghost Water. Huh. Oh, did I... Oh, shit. Yeah, so yeah, the Nintendo Switch Online thing just sucks. Nintendo needs to do better, obviously. Like, come on, Nintendo. Give us some good emulation. Like, for Pete's sake, come on. I know they know how to do it. They just need to freaking do it. Cinderace, Machamp, Gengar, Pagoro, Haxorus, and Aegislash. Yeah. Have I used... With the exception of Machamp, I have at one point or another used all those Pokemon on my teams. I don't think I've ever used Machamp. And then this is Sword and Shield, so can Machamp and Gengar Dynamax? Yeah, whatever. So next up, okay, cool. Cool. Next up, there's a new Pikmin game out? Well, I mean, yeah, okay. That's what I was asking. Like, can your versions Dynamax? I know they can in general. I just didn't know if your versions could. Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe that was a feature. Giving a non-Dynamax Pokemon the ability to Dynamax was only in the DLC. That was so stupid. That should have been in the default game. Ugh, garbage. But yeah, so there's a new Pikmin game out. Basically, Pokemon teamed up with Niantic, you know, the company that did Ingress back in the day, and then they did Pokemon Go, which still makes $1 billion every year. Pokemon Go is a terrible game nowadays. Like, they just stuffed it full of microtransactions and loot boxes until it was almost unplayable. Like, technically you can still play it, but it kind of sucks to play. Whatever gets you better type coverage. Pangoro or Beartic. But yeah, so Niantic is a company I'm not very fond of nowadays, because they really did ruin Pokemon Go. Like, they just kept making it shittier and shittier. And it really sucks, because I know there was that brief moment in time where we like to joke about how, oh, world peace had been achieved because everyone was playing Pokemon Go. That lasted for like 6 weeks. And then like people say after that Pokemon Go died. didn't die at all. Still makes $1 billion every year. It makes a shitload of money, that Pokemon Go. It really does. But yeah, Niantic, that was Niantic and the Pokemon Company. This time, it's Niantic and Nintendo to make a Pikmin Pokemon Go. And I saw someone on Twitter saying that, oh, it's called Pikmin Bloom. Someone saying, oh, Pikmin Bloom is going to be really fun for about a week until I completely forget about it. And yep, that's my exact thoughts on it. It's going to be fun for about a week until I completely forget about it. I'll admit I haven't played it yet. I downloaded it on my phone, and then I just kind of forgot about it, so I haven't even touched it yet. I'm a huge fan of Pikmin. I really am. So in theory, I'm like, oh, this could be cool. Still waiting on that Pikmin 4 that I still am personally convinced to say Pikmin. I know I guess there's evidence disputing Pikmin 4. Hey, Pikmin was Pikmin 4. I still don't buy it. I still think Hey, Pikmin is Pikmin 4. But that's just me. Yeah. But yeah, this Pikmin Bloom, it might be fun. I don't know. I like Pikmin, and this is all about, like, covering your world in flowers. It does show that, like, a Splatoon style Pokemon Go game where your goal is to, like, cover the world in ink. That would actually probably be pretty fun. And, like, was it David Cage who did the box? Not David Cage. Who did the box? Did you ever hear about that, where there was, like, this box game where you, like, tap on the box and like, your tap, like, chips it away, and then whoever gets the last chip in sees what's inside, and only they see it, and nobody else? That was a social experiment at one point. And I don't... Who did that? I want to say it was Peter Molyneux, but it might not have been. I don't remember. But, like, if there was, like, a Splatoon thing that was all about, like, covering every inch of the globe in ink, I think I could see that being pretty fun and successful. Like, I could see somebody trying to... Of course, except for, like, the oceans. But, I mean, maybe even the oceans. But I could see someone getting away with that. That might be a fun game. Who the hell did that box game? It was like one of those weird arttour. It wasn't like a Hideo Kojima, but it was one of those arttours who, like, loves to do, like, weird shit. But I don't remember who. But yeah, Pikmin Bloom, it looks fine. I bet people will enjoy it for like a week and then they'll forget about it, because that was my thoughts on Dr. Mario. Was I liked it for about a week and then I just stopped playing it. And that Animal Crossing game, I liked it for like a week until I stopped playing it. And yeah, I'll probably do the same thing for Pikmin Bloom. I mean, I wanted to like Pokemon Go, and there was a brief period where I did. Like, it got me outside. It got me walking around trying to find Pokemon. But eventually I was just done with it. And then I got back into... Part of the reason why I dropped off of it was because there was no Pokestops around me. And then And then in university... The university campus is just littered with Pokestops, so I was actually able to, like, play the game as it was intended for a little bit, and that was fun. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that Pikmin thing's out. All it really has done for me, though, is it makes me want to play Pikmin 3. I've played Pikmin 3 since it's released on Switch, like, 3 or 4 times. It's so good. I did all the challenges, I got all the Platinum trophies. Pikmin 3 on Switch is so good, and I want to play it again. But I have too many goddamn games I need to play right now. I've been trying to play Age of Calamity for like a week now. Because the Age of Calamity DLC came out today, I think. I haven't bought it, but I just want to beat Age of Calamity in general, you know, because I started it, and then my Switch broke, and I never finished it, but now I have a working Switch again. So I want to play Age of Calamity, but I just haven't done it. And that sucks, because I wanted to. So yeah, and I've been trying to play it all week, and I just haven't. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I wanted to. I want it. I've been wanting to all week. I've probably popped it in and out of my Switch like 3 times. Because I popped it out at one point to play Smash Bros. Still pissed I can't get those last 3 spirits. I am missing 3 spirits, and then I have them all. And I just can't get those last 3 spirits. Because the Mario Golf ones weren't added in the update. so disappointed. So brokenhearted. Yeah, next up, so the State of Play was earlier this week. And so I actually, because of the time, I was able to get right out of school, right out of class, and sit down and watch the State of Play. So I did a live reaction to it earlier this week. And then immediately after doing that live reaction, I went to bed. I took a nap. And when I woke up from that nap, I looked on Twitter to see how other people thought about the State of Play. People fucking hated this State of Play. I saw so many takes that were like, this is the worst State of Play ever. Meanwhile, I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, and I definitely don't think it's the best one. But I enjoyed the State of Play. I thought it was fine. I think the reason I liked it is because going into it, I knew it was a 20-minute show. I knew it was going to be entirely third-party based. I mean, they could have shown something kind of first-party, but I figured it was going to be mostly a third-party thing. I had low expectations going in. Kind of like, I compared it to in the live reaction, I compared it to the Nintendo partnership presentation. And yeah, it's kind of like the second Nintendo partnership presentation. Whereas the first Nintendo partnership presentation sucked because we didn't know what we were getting into. By the time the second one happened, we knew exactly what we were getting into, and we adjusted our expectation, or at least I did. But yeah, of the games shown, I thought it was fine. And I even made a stream highlight reel on the main channel. I think it's 10 minutes in total, even less than that. Of just hey, guess what? I'm the only person that seems to like this State of Play. Isn't that funny? But yeah, no, I still stand by that. I still think, as for my low expectations of a 20-minute third-party State of Play, I liked it. I thought it was fine. Yeah, and I'll still stand by that. So let's go through the announcements. Our first announcement was Let It Die, which is the new game. Oh, fuck, I forgot to talk about that. Shit. God damn it. See, I accidentally hit a button on the N60. I had some more stuff to talk about with N64, and I just completely forgot it. Fuck. I hate that I accidentally hit the button to, switch over to the next thing. Fuck. God damn it. Maybe we'll talk about it next week, if I remember. But the first game was Deathverse Let It Die. So, Let It Die is a game made by Suda51, who does No More Heroes. Yeah, Let It Die, I remember seeing ads for it on YouTube way back in the day, because I'm pretty sure it was a free-to-play game. And this is the new game in the Let It Die series called Deathverse, I guess. And it seems to be a battle royale thing. It doesn't look that impressive, honestly. It just kind of looks like I'm glad it's a battle royale that doesn't use guns. At least that's a little different, at least they're doing something a little different. But other than that, I don't think Deathverse Let It Die looks that impressive at all. There's some weird costumes, and it might be a free-to-play game like the original Let It Die. But yeah, I just wasn't impressed with it. Next up was We Are OFK, which I really hope that game is like Sayonara. At least takes some. I don't need it to be Sayonara Wild Hearts, but if it takes some inspiration from Sayonara Wild Hearts, that would be awesome, because Sayonara Wild Hearts is so fucking good. It's one of the only rhythm games I like, and it's currently half off on Switch. So if you have a Switch and you like rhythm games, or even are kind of interested, I recommend Sayonara Wild Hearts. It's one of the only rhythm games I actually like. It, Harmonite. I didn't even like that Kirby minigame that was a rhythm game. I guess those two are it. And Tadpole Trouble was okay. That's about it. Yeah, I don't like rhythm games. Not at all. I mean, it's not like I disdain them. They're just not for me, so I don't play them. I almost called it Five Nights at Funkin's. No, is it Friday Night Funkin'? Whatever that game's called. Nope, we'll never play it. But yeah, We Are OFK, I like the art style. While watching the stream, I was like, I've seen this game before. It looks so familiar. I couldn't place it. And then at one point, it shows the characters, performing at a concert. And the lead vocalist has a Black Trans Lives Matter shirt. And immediately I was like, oh, yep, I remember this now. That was what clued me in. Because I remember seeing people get pissed at that. Because, fucking Twitter is fucking garbage. Fuck the BBC. Who are just, like, the BBC's on a giant anti-trans campaign right now. Fuck the BBC. Don't pay your TV license if you're in the UK. Yeah, the British Bigotry Corporation. Yeah, fuck them. But yeah, I don't know why, but that shirt, I was like, I've seen that shirt before. That's what clued me in. And yeah, again, if it's even just a little like Sayonara Wild Hearts, I'm down. I am down. What was that rhythm game that came out, like, was it this year or last year? It was about, like, you were, like, a band fighting against the man to, like, play, like, rock music in, like, the techno future. What was that game called? I didn't play it, but I heard a lot of people talking about it. Not all good things, I should say, as well. But yeah, we are OFK. Yeah, it looks fine. Next up, Bugsnax. So I still laugh that for a moment I forgot about it during the stream. Bugsnax is the game of the year, right? Game of the year, Bugsnax. No, wait, that happened last year, didn't it? When I did the Bug stream. No, that was earlier. Was that when did I do the Bugsnax stream? Fuck, was that earlier this year or was that last year? No, that was this year. That was this year when I did a Bugsnax stream. And right, we said Bugsnax game of the year. Love me some Bugsnax. A fantastic, amazing game. And not only is it getting DLC, but it's getting free DLC. The Isle of Big Snacks. Fuck, that's gonna be so good. It's gonna be great. I love Bugsnax. I know we talked about the developer, Young Horses, switched to a 4-day work week recently to write first stream to benefit their employees. And yeah, I figured they were working on their next game. Nope. They're doing a Bugsnax DLC. And I figured they might have also been working on a Bugsnax 2. But I am so down for Bugsnax 2, or Bugsnax, Isle of Big Snacks. I don't know if, because I did all the achievements when we streamed it. I definitely couldn't do that again, but I'll totally play it again and do this Isle of Big Snacks. Because the original Bugsnax kind of has a cliffhanger. I mean, it doesn't click, like, it, like, ends off on, like, a bum 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 moment, so yeah. But yeah, I'm totally down for more Bugsnax. Game of the Year Bugsnax. Will it be Game of the Year? Well, it's called Game of the Year Bugsnax, so maybe. Oh, fuck. Next up was FNAF Security Breach. It hit me a few days, or I guess yesterday. So I've been watching Sagan Hawk's Five Nights at Freddy's retrospective. Because for some reason, I've been wanting to kind of play Five Nights at Freddy's again. And this has been like all month. I've been like thinking about the games again. And I've been like, oh, I kind of want to play them again. And then I watched Sagan's Hawk's retrospective. And that kind of filled that itch. I also watched, fun fact, I guess. The only Five Nights at Freddy's video of Markiplier I have ever seen is his Five Nights at Fuckboys Let's Play. I've never seen him play any of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I don't even really watch Markiplier. But I've also, since I finished Sagan Hawk's retrospective, which is like 4 hours, I started watching some Markiplier play Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, I get why those blew up. Those videos are fantastic. Markiplier seems like such a great guy. He's like an Adam Sandler, where you just hear nothing but great things about him, and he seems like such a nice guy. Horrifying. Of course, that's all parasocial relationships, and you never know what the guy's actually like. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about him. And yeah, his Five Nights at Freddy's stream, I should rewatch those Five Nights at Fuckboys ones, because those were pretty funny. But his Five Nights at Freddy's stuff is fantastic. I get why it's huge. I totally get it. I probably saw a little bit of his original Let's Play back in the day. But yeah, I've been watching those, And I guess that's been scratching the itch, because, while I'm interested in, like, seeing Five Nights at Freddy's again, I kind of don't want to play it. Not like it matters, though, because I realized, what I was getting to is I realized Five Nights at Freddy's is my Harry Potter. You know, when J.K. Rowling came out of as a TERF, I was able to say, like, oh, fuck her, right? J.K. Rowling sucks. She can go fuck herself, right? That fucking TERF. Fuck her. But I was so easily able to say that because I have no connection to Harry Potter. I have only read the first book, and I have only seen the first and fifth movies? I saw The Goblet of Fire. And why I've only seen the first and fifth movies, don't ask. I don't really have a good answer. But yeah, Harry Potter was just never for me, so I was easily able to say, fuck J.K. Rowling, she's a TERF. And she is a TERF, and she can go fuck herself. Scott Cawthon, on the other hand, I played the original FNAF game. I've played all of them. I've given Scott Cawthon my money over the 6-7 years since the series came into existence. And I loved those games. My Let's Plays of all of them still exist up on YouTube. They're my Harry Potter. So when Scott Cawthon came out as supporting a bunch of Republican politicians and said that he thinks that Republican politicians know what's best for the transgender community, which, by the way, what Republicans want is they want genocide of transgender people. That's what they want. I mean, some are more subtle about it than others, but that's what they want at the end of the day. They want genocide of all people, really, because they will only be satisfied in destroying the planet. Because, well, there is no money to be made in the end of the world. They don't give a shit. Truthfully. Yeah. But yeah. And admittedly, and at the time when that came out, we talked about it. And I remember saying something along the lines of, you know, if Scott Cawthon had come out and said, like, we have many in the FNAF community, there are many transgender people, I fully support them, and the reason I supported people like Donald Trump was because I agree with his views on the economy and the military-industrial complex and stuff like that, it would have all blown over. But nope, instead he had to fucking say that he thinks Republicans know what's best for transgender people. And, you know, and, like, there's nothing wrong. Like, I know Scott Cawthon is a Christian. He made Christian games. There's nothing wrong with that. But the politicians he supports, they want genocide. It's as simple as that. I mean, or at least they want to send people off to the gulag. And, I mean, Mike Pence thoroughly believes in conversion camp for gay people. Because fuck all of them. But yeah, but Scott Cawthon is my J.K. Rowling. I should give him up, but I just can't. Because I'm too invested in the ecosystem, and it's a fucking nightmare. But that all comes down to, yes, I think Security Breach looks interesting. Yes, I kind of want to play the FNAF games again. Am I going to do either? I don't know. I probably won't pick up Security Breach, but I might watch a Let's Play of it. I haven't watched MatPat's videos, I'll tell you that. I've been thinking about it, especially because I haven't seen any of the newer ones. But I have definitely been thinking about it, because that's going to be a nostalgia trip in and of itself. Because I know those are some of the best videos MatPat ever made. And just finished my rum. It was very strong. At least for, you know, what I'm a very light drinker, I should say. So it's strong for what I drink normally. But fuck if it wasn't good. Yeah, no, that was pretty. I'll probably make some more again. I don't know, sometime in the coming days, maybe Halloween, and I'll just use less rum. Like maybe I'll only use like an ounce. Maybe maybe 2. I don't know. I'll think about it. Cause yeah, I don't drink that much. I do occasionally, and I especially like to try, like, I'll see, like, a mixed drink on, like, TikTok or whatever, and be like, oh, that sounds really interesting. That might actually be pretty good. So I like to try that out, but other than that, I don't know, I don't drink beer or anything. I have, of course. But I don't, like, go out of my way to do it. Did we just... I don't know, I'm not paying attention. Next up was Death's Door. Death's Door is a game I've heard great things about. It's coming to PS5. That's cool. Maybe I'll finally pick it up because I didn't pick it up on Xbox. Not saying I'll pick it up anytime soon, but maybe next year. Then there was Kartrider Drift. It's a kart racer game that looks bad. I mean, it's free to play, which... Okay, but yeah, it does not look good. Nope. But yeah, that's a thing that's coming next year. King of Fighters 15. Hey, Adam, how you doing? We're shiny hunting right now for Zorua. And we're talking about like PlayStation, the state of play from earlier in the week. Yeah, King of Fighters 15. I've never played a King of Fighters game. Or King of Fighters. I know more about Tekken, and I've only played Tekken like once. And I haven't played much Tekken. I know nothing about King of Fighters. Okay. First Class Trouble. Again, I see people streaming this game all the time. Not really. I mean, I've never done it before because I don't really think I'm that great at Pokemon. Like, honestly, all things considered, I just like playing the games and, like, just, like, grinding for shit like this. But I do have a competitive team. I, in theory, have a competitive team. I've never really used it, though. Or, you know, I've used it to, like, do, like, max level on the Battle Tower. But other than that... Is it called the Battle Tower in this game? I don't remember. But yeah, right now we're just shiny hunting. Alright, let's see, what else? But yeah, First Class Trouble is a game I've heard good things about. I see streamers playing it all the time, but I've never played it before. But it is the free game on PS Plus next month, so I might pick it up and I might play it. I don't know how much it like would use like a microphone, like, because I mean, yes, I know the PS5 has a microphone built into it, but I don't know. But I am curious about it because I do like deception games, like Among Us, like Werewolves. And, again, I've heard better things about First Class Trouble than I have Project Winter. Or some of those other ones. Then there was Star Ocean. I don't know, I feel like people were freaking out about this game. As, like, and you know, like RPG fans do, but I know nothing about it. Like, I don't even know the developer or anything. I remember there was some famous RPG coming to America... But I thought that already came... I thought that was on Xbox. I thought that was like Phantasy Star or something. Maybe it was Star Ocean. I don't remember. But yeah, that got showed off. And then they ended off the showcase with Little Devil Inside. I think this... I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of openness to this game. And I feel like it's got great potential and it'll do great things. But I'm also not... I don't know if I'll pick it up at launch. I'll definitely wait for reviews. But yeah, visually, I think it looks stunning. And I don't think we have a release date for that game yet. If we do, that's cool, but I don't think we do. So I'm pretty sure by this point we filled up a box with Zorua. At least a box. Yep. Okay, we filled up 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, my count is one off. I totally know how my count got one off. And yeah, that was the state of play. Again, I'm in First Class Trouble, Little Devil Inside, We Are OFK, Bug Snacks is amazing. FNAF is my Harry Potter, so of course I'm invested in it. Death's Door is a game I'm interested in. Probably won't play it this year, but it's gonna be a game like not Darksiders. I can't think of the name, but it's gonna be one of those games that I play in like 2 or 3. Golf Story is a good example. Golf Story came out in like 2017. I didn't play it until 2019, and it was like, oh my god, why hadn't I played it? This is one of the best games ever. It's definitely one of the best games on Switch. Golf Story is amazing. But, and god, I'm waiting for Sports Story. That's next year, man. That's next year, and it's going to be awesome. But yeah, Death's Door is going to be one of those games where it's like, when I pick it up in like a year or two, I'm going to be like, why didn't I play this sooner? And I know same thing's going to be with Loop Hero. I know Loop Hero comes to Switch next year, and it's going to be one of those things where it's like, why didn't I play this sooner? Why? Even though, I mean, admittedly, I didn't put too much. I put some time into Slay the Spire, especially on Game Pass. And then I bought it again later. And then my Game Pass expired, and I bought it on Switch anyways. So, and I didn't put too much time into it on Switch. But yeah, I probably should put more time into that one as well. There's too many games. There's just too many games, and I've lost track. And instead, I'm just grinding shiny Pokemon. In a game I've put, I don't know, 400 plus hours into at this point. I don't know, let's save real quick. Oh, really? For some reason I thought I'd put over 400 hours into this game. No, only 227. That's nothing. Relatively speaking. I think that's the most time I've ever put into a Pokemon game, like a single Pokemon game, but yeah. But yeah, that was the PlayStation State of Play. I'm happy with it. I know why. I think people who had higher expectations for it, I get why they'd be disappointed, but I'm not. It's also one of like that was the problem with the Nintendo. The problem I personally had with the Nintendo Direct was just that there weren't that many games that appealed to me, and the ones that did were like Kirby. Kirby appeals to me a lot, but I didn't think it was that right. Like I didn't find Kirby that interesting. This PlayStation State of Play has a bunch of small games that appeal to me. There's nothing major, but it's a little small things, which is, what I usually expect from an indie direct. And while this isn't an indie direct, I don't know, I'm fine with it. I guess I also, in general, have lower expectations for State of Plays, whereas Nintendo Direct's, to the fucking moon and all that. Next up, so Pixar put out a trailer for Lightyear, which is their, origin story for Buzz Lightyear. Now, back in the day, there was a show called Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, which the way I watched it as a kid, and the way I remember it was an in-universe show. So, in the Toy Story universe, Andy would wake up every Saturday morning and watch Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, right? It was an in-universe. It was in the Toy Story universe. It was a show that kids would watch in that universe, and that's why kids bought Buzz Lightyears. That was how I understood it, anyways. And I don't know if the show still holds up. I kind of doubt it does, because that was Lilo and Stitch. I love Lilo and Stitch. I loved the show as a kid. And conceptually, I still love it, but I tried rewatching it, and it was just like, okay, the show's still technically good. A kid would enjoy this, but as an adult, no, I can't work with this. Now, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, so that was Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. This new movie, Lightyear, I've seen people on Twitter describe it as the MCU reboot, where, right, as a kid, you had, the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, the 90s Iron Man cartoon, the 90s X-Men cartoon. And then, we got the X-Men, the Fox X-Men movies and the MCU and all that. And that's what this Lightyear is. This is taking that original kids show, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and rebooting it for adults. And it also is an in-universe reboot, or at least that's what it seems like. That, Andy having watched the show as a kid, will now grow up and take their child to the movie to like see this as like an adult. That's at least what it sounds like they're pitching it as. And that's very meta, but in a way I kind of like. And on top of that, I think the movie actually looks pretty good. It's a Buzz Lightyear origin story thing. I don't have many high expectations for it, but the trailer is a little bit more artful and a lot less kids cartoon. And maybe that's just a trick of the trailer, but it looks good. Like, it looks like it, because it doesn't look like a kid's movie. It looks like a space movie. Like, it reminds me of movies like Apollo 13, First Man, Ad Astra. Those aren't kids' movies. And yet this Buzz Lightyear reboot origin story looks like one of those. And that's kind of why I like it. Like, I think, because Chris Evans is playing Buzz Lightyear, I think he says a single word in the trailer. But it works. Because it's going for a different vibe. I legitimately think this has potential to be great. Like, in all seriousness, I'm totally down for what this is saying. I am enjoying this trailer. Of course, they're probably keeping things close to the chest. Like, there is this like animatronic cat thing, and that's probably going to be some comic relief. They go to Dagobah at one point. I do wonder if any of the characters from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, like the giant blue guy, the robot, or the giant red guy, the blue chick, and the robot are going to show up. Zurg has to show up, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you can't... I know he's a little goofy, but, I mean, it's obviously Darth Vader. And, of course, this is going to get Star Wars comparisons. But you have to get Zurg in here. Like, you can't just leave that out. I mean, they could, but they shouldn't. But, yeah, I actually... And, like, seeing, like, there's a point where he, like, walks into the room, and, like, the suit opens up, and you just, like, see him staring at the suit. And it's like, this is kind of epic. I think it really worked. Honestly, I'm kind of interested. Of course, the movie doesn't come out for like 6 or 7 months, because I think before we have that that Pixar movie. I think it's called like Red or something like that, which is about a girl who turns into a giant like red panda. That I have no interest in whatsoever. It's The Good Dinosaur for me. I just don't. I didn't give a shit about The Good Dinosaur either. I do not give a shit about this Pixar Red movie or whatever. Yep. I don't care. Like, at all. Maybe I should, but I don't. But yeah, next up. So, there was a leak. So, there was a rumor earlier this week, maybe even last week, about a Warner Brothers fighting game. The rumor originally was it was going to be developed by NetherRealms. That was taken aback a few days later. That no, NetherRealms isn't doing it. It also got the name Multiverse. So we know recently Warner Brothers Warner Brothers as a studio has a lot of IP. Maybe a little too much IP if you ask me. And that goes for all studios. Like, I like Disney. Disney has too much IP. And that goes for a lot of places. But yeah, there was this rumor about this game. And then Jeff Grubb came in. I think he was the one who broke it, or someone else broke it, and then at a later point they were like, oh, this is actually being developed by NetherRealms. And then over the weekend, Hungrybox was like, oh, I've got gameplay. I think he had gameplay. That was immediately copyright struck. I didn't see that. But he had a character list as well. And I want to pull up that character list. I would show it, but I think the tweet I had of it that tweet got taken out. But let's see, the character list is, there's like this like weird like deer, this like green deer thing that I think is supposed to be an original character for the game. Steven Universe, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Steven Universe. And it looks to be the Steven Universe future design. At least that's what it looks like to me anyways. That's interesting. Batman, Harley Quinn, Finn and Jake, Shaggy, which was a part of the original rumor, right? Because, you know, they did that thing for the Mortal Kombat movie recently. It was an animated one where, like, Ultra Instinct Shaggy comes out and kills Scorpion. Superman in Wonder Woman. And it's weird that Harley Quinn and Batman are separate from Superman and Wonder Woman, but whatever. Gandalf, Rick from Rick and Morty, Bugs Bunny, and Tom and Jerry. Okay, that's a weird lineup. Admittedly, we just had that Nickelodeon fighting game. And that also had an equally weird lineup, like, you know, Reptar and Powdered Toast Man. It is interesting, because supposedly the leak said there was both Harry Potter and Ron, I don't remember his last name, Weasley, were supposed to be in this game, and they're nowhere to be seen in this. So that's interesting. I mean, of course, they can totally be added in later, or they could be, like, unlockable characters. But that's interesting. But yeah, it's definitely, it kind of, you know... So there was a tweet going around. So Game Maker's Toolkit, Mark Brown, put out a thing today asking, is Metroid Dread a Metroidvania? Because, you know, it's a Metroid game, but it has no Vania in it. Metroid Dread takes no influence from Castlevania, or specifically Symphony of the Night. Does that still make it a Metroidvania? And that's a thing that's happening in a lot of Metroidvanias nowadays. Hollow Knight, specifically, I can think of. Hollow Knight took very little influence from Symphony of the Night, and instead was mostly influenced by Super Metroid. On the other side, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night took very little influence from Metroid, and instead was influenced by Symphony of the Night. Even though originally Symphony of the Night was not influenced by Metroid. Symphony of the Night was originally influenced by The Legend of Zelda, I think specifically Link to the Past, which is interesting in and of itself. Because are Metroidvanias Zelda-likes? Like, Symphony of the Night is obviously the point in which the two genres split off, if Zelda-like is even a genre. Personally, I don't think it is. I think it just describes a specific feeling of game. Like, I could, like, you can describe Blossom Tale is the first one to come to mind. You can totally describe Blossom Tale as an action-adventure game, but saying it's a Zelda-like tells you way more about what the game's actually going to be like, and, like, how the game plays and all that, than saying it's action-adventure, which could literally mean fucking anything. And I'm not going to get into this argument. I think Search Action... I think it's called Search Action, which is what people want to replace the term Metroidvania with, is a fucking terrible name. It tells you nothing. Search Action tells me fucking nothing about how that game is. Metroidvania, on the other hand, tells me a lot. But yeah, how did I start this argument? Yeah, is Metroid Dread a Metroidvania? Yes. Does it take more influence from Metroid? Basically no influence from Symphony of the Night and all from Metroid? Yes. Does that still make it a Metroidvania? Yes. Because again, Symphony of the Night was inspired by fucking Link to the Past. Not Metroid, like, you know, because fuck. And I even though I've never played Symphony of the Night, from everything I've seen of it, I really should just play it so that way I can actually talk about how fucking, like, how overrated I think it is. But from everything I've seen of it, like speedruns and Let's Plays and whatnot, Symphony of the Night is overrated. And it definitely, like, compared to Super Metroid, it doesn't hold a fucking candle. But, yeah, so we have genres like Metroidvania, Souls-like, and it seems like Smash Bros. Has become so big that Smash-like could basically be its own genre. Like, if you were to describe a game as it played like, if you were to say, hey, here's this new game, it plays like Smash Bros., you'd know exactly what that is. A colorful roster of characters and more influence on fun than fighting. It's still a fighting game, but fighting comes second to fun. Except for Melee, but, you know, that's every other Smash Bros. Fun comes first, fighting comes second. But yeah, is because we have this I mean, we don't know what this is gonna. And there are other games that I could see being described as, hey, it's kind of like Smash Bros. I think Brawlhalla is one of them. Is it Brawlhalla? I don't know. I know there are other games that are. I mean, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, obviously, but there are other games that can be described as like Smash Bros. Like Smash Bros. But with PlayStation characters. Like Smash Bros. But with Ubisoft characters. Even though I think that also had Finn and Jake in it. And yeah, this new Multiverse game is like Smash Bros. But with Warner Brothers characters. Doesn't sound terrible. Honestly, I don't plan... Especially if it has fucking turf Harry Potter characters in it. Because I didn't pick up, even though I have much more connection to the Nickelodeon one, I didn't pick that one up. Part of it was the voice acting. Part of it was that I just didn't care. Like, I play Smash Bros. Because I like Smash Bros. But other than that, I don't play fighting games. I've played Street Fighter 2. I've played a fair bit of Mortal Kombat, actually. Like, I've played through entire Mortal Kombat games. Okay, I could not beat Shao Kahn, but other than that, I've played through the rest of that game. I think that was Mortal Kombat 8. It had a subtitle. It wasn't called 8 because I don't think they started calling Mortal Kombat games by their numbers until like 9 or 10. Kind of like Mario Kart, they didn't start calling them by their numbers until like 7. But yeah, this Multiverse game, it's definitely real at this point. Like, the leaks for sure mean it. And yeah, I guess Smash, like, saying, hey, this is the Warner Brothers Smash Bros. Game, tells you a lot about what this game is going to be like. Is it actually going to play like Smash Bros., or is it going to be like a more traditional, like, 2D fighter, like Street Fighter? Who knows? Yeah. And yeah, that's all the news for tonight. Yeah, it is past midnight. Oh my god. My nose is completely stuffed. I don't know why. I expected the rum to clean out my sinuses, but nope. So we got WIBE video game wise, like I said, all week I wanted to play Age of Calamity. I didn't. Instead I did play a little Pokemon. We got the shiny Zoroark, but we already talked about that, and I failed to get the shiny Scizor, and I was so pissed. Okay, I wasn't too pissed, but I was annoyed. Yeah, I'd use annoyed. I think that's a good term in this case anyways. I think my counter's one off. I'm currently at 49. I think I should be at 50. So I think I'm one off, but we'll check again at 60. So what have I been doing? Well, I haven't... not Dune. Well, maybe... I don't know. Next week is Eternals, and we will for sure be talking about that next week. How spoiler we will we get, I don't know. But probably not much. It's... Right now, it's the most disliked Marvel... Like, ratings-wise on IMDb... Or, not IMDb, on Rotten Tomatoes. It is the lowest rated Marvel movie. I know Rotten Tomatoes doesn't... Like, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't, as does every review, it doesn't actually fucking matter. And Rotten Tomatoes especially, the Rotten Tomato score is just your chance of liking the movie. So the movie has like a 68. So what that means is that you have a 68% chance of liking the movie. So that basically 3 out of every 10 people will not like it. That's basically what that means. That's... Because, yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is just weird like that. But Eternals is next week. Of course, I was already planning on going to see it. It's definitely weird. I totally, in theory, can see why this is the lowest rated Marvel movie. I just hope it's good. But the guy I hate, not because he makes, I think he makes interesting content, and he definitely starts a conversation. I just don't agree with him ever. Okay, like once or twice. A Cosmonaut Variety Hour said that, like, hey, after Eternals comes out, Marvel fan becomes Zack Snyder fans, where even no matter how stupid a decision Marvel makes, they will defend it. And I don't want to go that far, because, again, I disagree with everything Cosmonaut Variety Hour says. I could see that, honestly. That wouldn't surprise me, like, at all. Oh my god. My nose is... Yeah, and it's just one nostril's completely clogged. But what have I been doing? So I sat down and I watched the Netflix show Inside Job. I think I saw Alex Hirsch, you know, of Gravity Falls fame, tweeting about it, because it's one of the people who worked on Gravity Falls, and this is their show now. And so I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's a Netflix, it's an animated show about, like, a company that does conspiracy theories. Like, all the conspiracy, they're called Cognito Inc., and, like, all the conspiracies in the world, they're in charge of, or they have some sort of connection to. The president's a robot, they control that robot. There's lizard people, well, hey, guess what? They organize the peace treaties with the lizard people. That's kind of the basic premise. Oh, the moon landing? The moon landing wasn't fake, but instead, it was a hippie colony, and the people never left the moon, instead just staying on the moon to have a never-ending orgy. Yeah, that's the type of show it is. It is an adult comedy show. It's, yeah, I mean, you know, you could probably show it to a teenager and they'd fucking love it. But I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. The main character, Reagan Ripley, is just like this. She's been working at this job for years now. She's supposed to take over the company because her father basically started it. And she's just jaded, she's overworked, she's not a people person, and then she gets stuck with this new guy, the Chad, who everybody loves and is perfect, but he's an idiot, because he's every white guy ever, and that's how he moved up so quickly in the company. And they have to learn to work together, especially because the robot president goes... At first he tries to, like, build a giant box around America, but then he turns evil after he spends, like, 5 minutes on the internet and learns that Florida exists and all the terrible things. And it's like, I understand, robot president. I understand. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's all about these, like, different conspiracies. Like, one's the robot president. One is clones. Like, there's an entire thing where the animations, like, I know there's this whole thing about adult animation nowadays. This isn't Family Guy. This is some good animation. There's the second episode does Akira, where you have, like, a giant JFK blob, and they have to get Grassy Knoll to kill it. And it's just, the animation's fucking beautiful. It is simple animation. I'm not judging by anime standards, because, you know, anime has its stinkers as well. God. Yeah, they do. But I think the animation's pretty good. The characters are fun. The man who's a half dolphin because he experimented on himself with the dolphin, a human hybrid. The woman who runs all of social media and invented the selfie. The chemist who doesn't have a medical degree and just does nothing but drugs. The mushroom man called Magic Mike, who's from the Hollow Earth. And God, there's an entire episode where there's about flat earthers, because the earth isn't flat, but it's hollow. And then Reagan's father, who's an asshole and a drunk and an alcoholic and all that, and who's trying to sabotage JR, who was the partner who started Cognito Inc., he creates the idea of flat earth to prove that people will believe anything and that, like, these people are fucking morons. And then the flat earthers hijack a boat and they kill Jeff Bezos. Because, yeah, fuck Jeff Bezos, man. You know, I think Spirit Halloween can only haunt so many buildings of the businesses that Jeff Bezos killed. It's really fucking good. Yeah, they kill off Jeff Bezos. I think did they kill off Ellen at one point? I know they kill off Oprah. There's one other Mark Zuckerberg. That's the one I'm thinking of. They kill off Mark Zuckerberg, who I don't like. Ellen is a lizard person, but Mark Zuckerberg isn't. He might be like an alien or something. I don't remember. But it's all about conspiracy theories and all their wacky adventures and the like in the like there's Cognito Inc. and then there's the Illuminati, which is a completely different organization run by Oprah Winfrey. And while it's like they never actually go into it, that's something that, because the show is described as like part 1. It's 10 episodes. This is part 1, and I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a part 2. Probably next year sometime. That's one of those plot points that I want to see more of. As I want to see, like, their rivalry with the Illuminati. And I want it to be like Shelbyville. Like, you know, in The Simpsons, when they finally go to Shelbyville, and they find out that Shelbyville is just, like, slightly twisted versions of all the characters in Springfield. That's what I want the Illuminati to be like. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a fun show. It's got some good jokes. It's got some great moments. It's got a lot of good voice actors in it as well. And I'm really impressed with it. It's just so fun. It's fun. It's funny. The conspiracy stuff is interesting, but in a way that it's making fun of itself. Like there's one episode where they go to a town that, because of chemtrails, has been stuck in the 1980s, and they have to pretend to be in the 80s, and they make fun of E.T. and Stranger Things, and that's all pretty fun. It's just a good show, man. I've basically given away every episode at this point, but it's really good. And the character development's great. Reagan's dynamic with everyone, but especially, I'm calling him Chad right now because I forget his name, because that's the whole point, is that he's very unforgettable. He's a yes man. And then with her father, it's just like fascinating, and it's well done. The childhood trauma stuff is really well done as well. It's such a good show. And I'm super psyched for a second season. Ah, God. There's so many good shows on right now. And I haven't even finished Squid Game. Yeah. I don't think we'll ever talk about that on here. God, I still haven't uploaded a single one of the What If videos. And every week we get farther away from the finale of What If, the harder it is to motivate me to edit it. But I edited that fucking PlayStation highlight video in like 10 minutes. And the What If videos are like a quarter of the length. At least some of them are the same length of that PlayStation highlight. But most of them are like 8 to like 20 minutes. That's nothing. But yeah, and then other than that, the only other thing I played was Super Mario Party came out today. Or Mario Party Superstars. Not Super Mario Party. Mario Party Superstars, which is a remake, which is a sort of remake of the first 3 Mario Party games. Like, it's got mini games from all 9 Mario Parties. Maybe even the DS ones as well. I'm not really sure. I haven't kind of been paying attention. But I definitely saw mini games from 1 through 8. And I think it's got some good ones in there. Some weird ones, but some good ones as well. And then it's got 2 boards from the first Mario Party, 2 boards from the second Mario Party, and only 1 board from the third Mario Party. However, in a data mine of the game today, it was revealed that there are at least 2 other boards in the game source code. So that's good. Mario Party has never done DLC boards before. Mario Party, like, I know this is technically Super Mario Party had the online DLC. Technically Super Mario Party had online, but this feels like the first Mario Party that has online. This is potentially the first Mario Party that has DLC, and I think 2 DLC boards, so 7 in total, I think would be a good way to wrap it up, right? I wish there were more. I honestly wish they had just remastered the first 3 Mario Parties. But at 3, I think this is pretty solid. At 3 Mario Party, 3 boards, I think this is pretty solid. Okay, I'm gonna check Zoro's real quick, because I'm pretty sure I should be at 60. Yes, I should be at 60. Because we have 2 boxes. And then, yeah, those 3. Okay. But yeah, I only played a single match, and I fucking lost. I talked about my adventures with Catan a few weeks ago. And, well, when I did Seafarers, I got my ass kicked. I mean, I did okay, but I got my ass kicked. And then when I did Explorers and Pirates, I won both games. Yeah, Super Mario Party did not go my way. And it was 2 things. One, my dice rolls were terrible. I rolled like 4 ones in a row. I was not having good dice rolls, just in general. Like, what should have taken me like 2 turns to get to the star took me, I think, like 5. It was a nightmare. I was just getting terrible rolls. That was the first part of it. Oh, give me a second. And the second part of it was that everyone ganged up on me. Ah, shit, I put that in the box. Because, I'm the Mario guy, I'm the Nintendo guy, I don't always win. I haven't played Mario Party in years. Probably, well, since 10. Well, yeah, because, I mean, the DS games fucking sucked, and I did play Super Mario Party, but I didn't own it. And I don't remember doing, I think I won a game or 2, but I don't remember doing that well. But yeah, going to this one, everyone's like, oh, well, you're the Nintendo guy, you're the Mario guy, you must dominate at this game, right? So everybody ganged up on me, and it fucking sucked. I couldn't get enough I would get coins, and then immediately they would be stolen from me by Boo, and I couldn't afford the star anymore. And then, of course, they got the money to get a star, or they got the money to steal a star. Even though other people had stars, they stole it from me. Because, of course, they teamed up against me. And then when I get the money to steal a star, I only roll like a 2. So I can't get to the star fast enough. That fucking sucked. Like, I was right there, and I rolled a 2. Like, come the fuck on. But yeah, at some point, it just became, I was trying to win. At one point, I was like, I don't care if I win, I just want another player to lose. And then another player, just gave up. He just gave up halfway through and threw the game, basically. We might have had a fighting chance, but he just gave up. So, yeah, it just became impossible. But yeah, at one point, it was like, oh, there's nothing I can do to win this. So I just want to make sure the other player loses it. But of course, everyone ganged up on me, and I got obliterated. I got 1 star. Because, again, my dice rolls were terrible. And then it got stolen from me. So yeah, it did not go my way at all. I also didn't do amazing at the mini games. At the beginning of the game, when the game started, I was not doing well at the mini games. By the end, I definitely got better. But by then it was too late. And, the game had basically already been decided at that point. But so I was annoyed, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm definitely gonna... I only played the starter island, the Yoshi board. So, I'm definitely going to play more. Hopefully. But yeah, it's Mario Party. My annoyance, getting ganged up on, having my stars stolen, it's classic Mario Party. ND Cube finally fucking did it. After all their weird experimentation and stupid bullshit, some of which I was fine with personally. Again, I'm not going to defend Mario Party 9. I'm also not going to say it's the worst thing ever, like a lot of people treat it as. Now, Mario Party 9 is harmless. And, okay, I will kind of defend the Wii Party games, especially Spot the Sneak. Spot the Sneak was such a clever idea that I wish they had brought over to the Mario Party series, because it was so much fun, because it's a deduction game. And it's just fun, and people really enjoyed it. I must have missed an egg at some point. But yeah, that was, I'll probably play more of it next week. I don't know. Halloween's this weekend, and who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that's all I played. I didn't play Age of Calamity. I know the DLC is out, and I think it's only like $20, but I'm probably not gonna pick it up because I'm much more interested in the Animal Crossing update next week, which I guess takes us into the outro. Yeah, we've been going for basically 2 hours. Admittedly, I didn't expect to spend fucking 45 minutes on the intro. And admittedly, I expect to talk more about Nintendo Switch Online, that was my fuck up. Supposedly, the first 3 Mario Party games are coming to Nintendo, as part of the leak. The first 3 Mario Party games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I don't buy it for a fucking second. I know how Nintendo works. I know how Nintendo thinks. They're not gonna put the first 3 Mario Party games on Nintendo Switch Online, because they think it competes with the new ones. And in this case, it kind of does, because in some ways, the original 3 Mario Parties... Well, I'm not going to say they're better, because I don't think the original 3 Mario Parties has aged... kind of like a game like GoldenEye. It hasn't aged as well as people think it has. Anything from that generation. Anything from the PS1, the Sega Saturn, and the N64 have not aged that well. Even, beloved games like Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time have not aged as well as we would like. I still think they're both good, and the 3DS remake of Ocarina of Time is amazing, and it's how you want it to play. 3DS remake of Ocarina of Time, fantastic. You should go, if you're going to play Ocarina of Time, don't pick up a Nintendo Switch Online. Go buy a 2DS for, I don't know, $40 and buy a copy of Ocarina. It's way more worth your money. At least in my personal opinion. Majora's Mask's a little bit more complicated, but yeah. So we got 1 shiny tonight. I mean, to be fair, I expected to get nothing. So getting 1, I mean, again, I've had better shiny luck with Sword and Shield than I have any other game. Not amazing shiny luck. I know I've only gotten like 3 or 4, because I've got Blacephalon, and I'm not counting any event things. So none of, like, the Zacian, the Zamazente, the Celebi, those don't count. But I've got 2 Zoroarks, Pookie, the Cutie Fly, Blacephalon, and I've got a Kingler. That's 2 Zoroarks, Pookie, the Cutie Fly, Blacephalon, and there's one other I'm forgetting. There's one other. The Kingler, right? Okay, let's see. And I don't... Yeah, Zoroark doesn't count. I've got Pookie the Cutie Fly, Blacephalon, Kingler, 2 Zoroarks. Oh, and Milcery. So that's 6. Yeah, that's 6, right? 6 shinies? Not bad. That's probably the most shinies I've gotten in a single Pokemon game. Because my average is 1, with a few games having 2. Again, not counting the red Gyarados, and not counting, like, the shiny Haxorus from Gen 5. I don't think those count. Because, everyone has potential to get them. But yeah, my shiny odds are at least a little better. And then I've gotten my fair share of event Pokemon. Zacian, Zamazente, Zoroark. I've got the pink Celebi. And this time I can theoretically keep them forever. Like the event, the Gen 5 shiny event for the shiny Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. I don't have those Pokemon anymore. No, those event Pokemon have been lost to time. But as did the Zorua and Zoroark. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. At some point, I probably am just going to have to buy freaking Pokemon Box and start moving up my Pokemon to newer games and whatnot. I don't know. There was that rumor a while ago that ORAS games were dying. That, right, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games were dying. That was only in the UK. But, like, that does worry me. And, that, you know, you have good reason to be worried. Because I know my copies of Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Crystal both had dead batteries. My copy of Pokemon Crystal battery died in like 2 years. It didn't last long at all. And oh my gosh. Yeah, so next week the Animal Crossing update comes out. I will not be buying Nintendo Switch Online, especially after everything that happened with, like, supposedly with, again, the N64 games not working as well. I mean, it'd be cool if we get the N64 Mario parties, especially with them being playable online. And that's one of the nice things about Super Mario Party, is that, like, I know Nintendo Switch Online is very finicky, but if you get dropped, the game saves your progress. You can just get with the same party and join back in and continue exactly where you left off. That's a great feature. That's really cool. I'm glad that, because that was one of the big problems with Super Mario Party when it got online, and they addressed that. Even if just a single person drops, that single person can just boot up the game again and join right back in. Yeah, no, they thought about it. They actually thought about it, and Nintendo implemented online pretty well. I mean, of course, it still crashes and whatnot, but they thought, like, they preempted its crashing. I wish the online just actually fucking worked, of course, but you know, it's better than nothing, I guess. But I'm not gonna pay another $30 for it. So I'm just gonna buy the Switch Online expansion pass thing. Or I'm not gonna buy the Switch expansion pass. I'm just gonna buy the Animal Crossing DLC. $25 for the Animal Crossing DLC, because I think I've said before, I am in a family plan, which I think is like $35 a year, and everyone contributes like $5. It's not much at all, and I think like 3 or 4 people in the family plan have Animal Crossing, and I asked around like, hey, does anyone want the Animal Crossing DLC? Because if only just like 2 people want it, buying the $30 expansion, whatever, is more than worth it. Or I think it'd be $40. But right, buying the $40 expansion is cheaper than buying the DLC 2 times. It's $40 instead of, what, 50? It's a little cheaper anyways. And I asked around and nobody else wanted it. Everyone's done with Animal Crossing by this point. They're all good. I'm the only one. So yeah, at least that's what they say at the moment. Like when the actual DLC comes out, they might be singing a different tune, but at the moment, everyone's satisfied with it. So yeah, but yeah, I'll be picking it up again. I think at least for a little bit, Animal Crossing is going to be a daily series. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep it up. I don't know how. Times are going to be weird for sure. The only time there will ever be a stream before, like, noon is going to be on, like, a Saturday or a Sunday. Because, you know, I have college in the mornings. But for a little bit, we're going to do daily Animal Crossing again. That's the plan. We'll start it next week. Hopefully it'll be fun. Hopefully I'll enjoy the DLC. You know, I do want to look. I feel like of all the Zora, I haven't been paying too close attention, but I feel like most of the Zorawas are girls. Are boys, I mean. I am curious about the gender ratio. I actually want to look that up real quick while I'm thinking about it. I don't have Cerebi still open, but I'm going to pull up Cerebi. Just another normal Zoroark. My counter's off again by 1. I can already... I don't pay enough attention. We should be at 72, and I'm at 71 right now. I'm pretty sure my counter's off by 1. Oh hey, it's Zorua. That's at the very end of the alphabet. Not the end, but but near the end. Gender ratio is an 85% male. Wow. That's always something I find so weird in Pokemon. I'm a vibe with you. Yeah, what's the vibe, man? Give me the rub. Yeah. I know people don't say that anymore. Yeah. Chill vibes for sure. Like Freezer or Lo-fi hip hop beats. Just. Yeah. Ugh. So definitely chill hip hop beats to study to. And I know what you meant though. I should probably go to bed soon. I've been up. Oh fuck. Yeah, I should probably go to bed soon. I an honor student. Funny. So we're at almost 75 Zoroas. In theory I would go to 90, but I don't. That's gonna take forever. Cause that's 3 boxes filled up. I know that's enough. Like I know people go like thousands of grinding. I see, and that's one of my problems with grinding. Is like I can never do that. I could never do 1,000 grinds. I think the highest I've ever done is like 400 something. Actually, I can check that right now. The highest I've ever done is 374. Yeah. I don't know. I just can't grind for Pokemon the same way other people do. I know people just do it every day. I know there are people... Does Joe Maverick have a living shiny dex? He might. I know there are people who have living shiny dexes. I don't know how they do it. I know Sword and Shield made things a lot easier for getting some shinies. Like, especially with, like, some of the max raid stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I just can't grind in games. Which, again, I saw someone call out Pokemon, or it was somebody, you know, it's Twitter, it doesn't technically matter. But being like, you know what, grinding is bullshit. I don't know how people defend this. And I mean, that's what we've been doing the past 2+ hours. Yeah, 2 hours. But yeah, I can't grind. I don't know how people do it all, like, so much. And I don't get how people defend it. Like, I get the satisfaction of, like, oh, well, I've grinded a shiny for 6 hours, and I finally got it. I get the satisfaction in that. But I don't get why, like, someone thinks a game is bad if it doesn't do that. That just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Because that sounds fucking miserable. Just spin... Again, I think... I think Pokemon EXP share, great thing. And it's a thing that most other RPGs do nowadays. Yakuza Like a Dragon is a recent example that does fantastically with, like, getting rid of the grind. Like, there's a point in the game where it's like, you beat a mission, and it's like, hey, to do this next story mission, you have to be 20 levels higher. But don't worry, we have this special dojo that if you complete this dojo, you'll gain 20 levels. So it's like, oh, boom. I mean, you're still fighting, but it feels like it's like, okay, we did the grind, but we've also found a way to subvert it. Yakuza Like a Dragon, and, from what I've heard, because that's a story. That's one of the stories that got me interested in the game. That, and I know the chicken gambling and the Pokemon scene, because there is literally a scene where you have to pick between a guy in a red suit, a guy in a blue suit, and a guy with a green suit, and I think they all have some sort of like one has a Molotov cocktail, one has a squirt gun, and one has, I'm sure, something grass related. Or it's something funny like that anyways. Again, I was going to play that game, and then I just didn't, because it's on Game Pass. God. Yeah. Ugh. I need to watch Dune. I've been pushing it off all week. I was going to Monday night, and then I just had so much work for college due. I had a paper due on Tuesday, and so I was just like, you know what, fuck it, we'll do it another time, and I haven't touched it since. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I need to go to bed, though. It's almost... And then Halloween's where I'm not doing anything for Halloween, obviously. I'll probably give out candy like I do most years. No, I don't know. Maybe I'll... You know, I've had Betrayal in the House of the Hill. I bought that game like 2 or 3 months ago. I still haven't even touched it. Maybe I should do that for Halloween. Get a few people together and play that. No, I'll probably just play Jackbox Party Pack 8. Pretty fun, that Jackbox Party. I realized recently, I only buy the even number Jackbox Party Packs. I bought the first 3. I bought the first 4. I bought 1 through 4. And I think I started it at like 2. I think the first one I had heard of was 2. 2 or 3. Because I didn't hear about... I didn't hear about 1 when it released. And I don't think I heard about 2 when it released. I know I had heard about 3 when it released. And I remember hearing about Drawful 2 around the time of its release. So, at some point in there. But I didn't know anything about You Don't Know Jack or anything like that. But yeah, but after 4, I didn't buy 5. I bought 6. Because 6 has, Push the Button, which is a great social deduction game. Super fucking stressful. And I think it does get beat out by Among Us at the end of the day. But it's pretty good. And then I didn't buy 7, but I bought 8. Because I think 8 has Drawful Animate. 8 has the Wheel of Enormous Proportions, which is a trivia game. There's Job, which is, you know, pick word games to make sentences, which is pretty fun. I think it's called Decision Dungeon, is pretty good, which is all about like ranking things and then trying to figure out like where people ranked them. It's definitely a fun one to do on Twitch. Like when you're playing as part of the stream chat and it's like someone versus the stream chat. That's really... I've done a few things. Like I think I've watched like Chilled Chaos' streams and participated as part of the stream chat. That's pretty fun. That's pretty good. It takes forever. It definitely slows down the game a little bit, but it's pretty fun. And then there's another game in there that I'm completely forgetting. But yeah, Jackbox Party Pack 8's pretty good. I don't know. I know some people definitely think they run out of ideas, and I kind of see it. But at the same time, I do enjoy me some Jackbox Party Pack. I for sure do. Oh, wow. And then I know games are going to start going on sale soon, and I'm going to be like, oh, what games am I going to buy? Like, Deathloop's on sale right now for... We talked about this I think last week, maybe. No, it must have been on when I did the PlayStation Direct. That Deathloop's on sale for $40 right now. And I am interested in Deathloop, because while I didn't love some of Arcane's other games, Deathloop looks interesting. And it definitely seems like more... Like Dishonored has its problems, especially because it wants to be a stealth game, but isn't. But I feel like Deathloop can fix some of that, for sure. And it looks like it does. And then, you know, there's Chicorio, which... Before the year ends, I will play Chicorio. And it will maybe be my game of the year. I don't know. It's got some stiff competition this year. Not a Metroidvania, Metroid Dread, and Game of the Year Bug Snacks. Yeah, that's some stiff competition. If I do say so. God, I always feel like there's shit I'm forgetting every week. Oh, supposedly the creator of Uncharted, or at least one of the people who worked on the original Uncharted, who went off and founded their own studio, is working on a Marvel game. Again, Marvel games kind of have had a mixed track record. Because, you know, that Marvel's Avengers, Square Enix's Marvel's Avengers fucking sucks. Because it's a microtransaction loot box filled mess. Ultimate Alliance. I know people liked that one, but I know it had problems. There's one I'm forgetting. Oh, that Guardians of the Galaxy game hasn't been getting great reviews. I'm worried about that Black Sun one that's coming out next year, which is made by the XCOM studio. And I'm worried for good reasons. But one day someone will figure out how to make a good Marvel game, because it has all the potential. And I know there have... Well, okay, Sony has figured it out with Spider-Man. And with specifically Insomniac. God, I still need to play Miles Morales. I don't know, that's a game, though, that when I play it, I'm going to 100% it. And that'll probably go on sale next month. Or, yeah, November, for, I don't know, at some sort of PlayStation, Christmas, Black Friday thing. And I will definitely pick it up then. So, yeah, I'm... Hopefully before the end of the year, I will have played that. I will have played Chicorio. I'll play... I don't know, there's too many games. I think I've talked a few weeks ago about how I made a list of games I want to play and games I need to play. And then I was like, you know, I should prioritize games I need to play. And I think the only game on that list I've touched so far is Metroid Dread. Because games like Fallout, Super Mario Party Superstars are all on the games I want to play, not the games I need to play. Fallout 76. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, look, it's a Zorua. I still, you know, I'm gonna look this up right now. So, right, Pluto is the Roman Hades. Proserpina is the Roman Persephone. Is there a Roman Zagreus? And how different is Zagreus from Hades? I don't know. How different is Zagreus from Hades? Or from... How different is Zagreus from Dionysus? Who knows? I mean... God, that's another game that I want to play more of is Hades, because it's so good. Oh god, I found out the creator of Dead Cells put out a new game recently. It's called... I think it's like Blaze something or other. It's only on Steam, I think. It was called... Not Blaze Diabolica. It's called Nuclear Blaze, that's it. And I'm like, oh, a new game from the creator of Dead Cells? Oh, fuck yeah, sign me up. As you know, I love me some Dead Cells, and I still can't beat it on the harder difficulties, because, God, no. But I love it. Love that game to death, man. It definitely would have been high up on my Game of the Year list. If I had actually played it the year it came out. I make that mistake constantly. I mean, like, I legitimately do that constantly, where I play, like, oh, I'll play, like, 20 minutes of this game. Or 20 minutes is an understatement. But, like, oh, I'll play this game for, like, a few hours, especially with, like, roguelikes or stuff like that. Be like, yeah, I enjoyed this game. I'll put it at number 7 on my Game of the Year. And then, like, the next year I'll come back to it and be like, oh, God. And I'll get, like, really into it and be like, oh, my God, this is one of the best games ever. Fuck. Because I put it on my Game of the Year list the previous year, I can't put it back on. I know some people don't give a shit about that, and I probably shouldn't either, but You know, I should at least have some standards. It's like why I didn't qualify DLC for the longest time, and still kind of don't. I don't know, those Shovel Knight campaigns are basically their own games. The Happy Home Paradise is basically its own game, separate from Animal Crossing. Or at least that's what it looks like at the moment. We're going to if it isn't obvious, we're going to 90. That whatever the 90th egg hatch is, that's where we're stopping. Which I think is... It's either 2 or 3 more. It's not too far, but... Because I have been stalling for the past, like, 20 minutes. Wait. I forgot an egg. And even if we have eggs in our inventory still, we're just... Once we hit 90, we're stopping. Because I need to get some fucking sleep. Go the fuck to sleep. As read by Samuel L. Jackson. I've actually listened to that. I listened to that at some point. It's funny enough. It has one joke, but it does it fine. I still can't believe we found another shiny. I know I've said that like 5 times now. But, you know, I got lucky with the one. I never expected to find another one. And I think I used up all my shiny luck on that. I think that's it. Like, okay, I think we're 2 away potentially. I don't know. I might be spot on, but we'll see. I think I'm 2 away though. I keep doing that. I keep hitting Y to open up like the menu. We're 1 away. Okay. How are the IVs on these suckers looking? I mean, you've got some good ones, and then... God, is there a single female in this entire box? 1. 2. There are 2 females in this entire box. Wow. And then, yeah, that's all... That's little... I mean, I know I have, like, a few spaces here and a few spaces here. But God, that's all my space taken up. I'm so glad Pokemon Box, or whatever it's called, allows you to destroy things. Gosh, I'm so grateful for that. Because if otherwise, it would be a nightmare to release all 90 of these Zoroas. But in Pokemon Box, you can do it in like 3 clicks. I mean, technically you have to select each Pokemon individually, but you don't have to, like, select the Pokemon, click release, click are you sure. You just select the Pokemon, release, select multiple, select all 30, and then hit yes. And then, yeah, and then just confirm. Like, are you sure? It's basically the process of deleting 1, and it does it for 30. God, it's so convenient. And I'm glad that you don't have to pay money to get it either. It just happens. Gosh, so convenient. Alright, come on. There we go. Last one of the night. At least I'm pretty sure. I don't know, again, my math is terrible, so you never know. I think I'm right. Oh, it's a Zorua! Look at the bait. Look at the boy. The dude. Okay, I'm going the fuck to sleep. Goodbye. Oh shit, I always forget I have the Xenoblade background on in the background. Oh, yeah, look, that one was female. Here we are. Do they have... Yeah, some of these are in Ultra Balls, and some of them are in Dust Balls. Interesting. Here we are, 30 dudes and a few lads. It's a lot of Zorua. Yep, and they're all going to be destroyed. Sent to the incinerator. Sent to the Orphan Crusher. The only way to save them is to pay $2,000. But at no point will people ask, why is there an Orphan Crusher? And why do you have to pay money not to use it? Oh, have you never seen that post before? There's a post on, like, Twitter where it's like... So, like, have you ever seen, like, a news story that's like, oh, kid raised $2,000 to pay off school lunches for all of his classmates? Like, you'll see a news story that's like, yeah, oh, this kid... Or, like, hey, this kid raised money so that way homeless people could have blankets. And so someone made a tweet replying to that, like, that's every self-interest story in America, which is, kid raises $2,000 to save 200 kids from the Orphan Crusher. But at no point do people ever ask, why is there an Orphan Crusher, and why do you have to pay money not to use it? And yeah, that's basically it. Like, that's the nail. Like, I would think it's an Onion article, but I know the Onion didn't write it. Oh, and here's my... I remember when I was trying to get Shiny Apple in at one point. I think this is... Yeah, I think the... Oh my god. I think this thing is hacked, honestly. No idea what the Japanese says. I'm assuming that's Japanese. Well, yeah, obviously. But yeah, I was trying to get a Shiny Apple in at one point because I thought it'd be cool. Never did. But yeah, that's 90s Oros. That's where we're ending off for the night. I'm going the fuck to sleep. I don't know, I mean, we got a shiny Zoroark. I mean, what else can you have? Those Ice Cube penguins, I love them. Yeah. I'm surprised I still have them, honestly. Of all the IV training I did, I think the only ones I've kept are the Ice Cubes. The Milceries don't count, because this was at one point I had the plan to get every type of Milcery. Right, I wanted all the different colors. So that doesn't count, but yeah, like, most of the other things, like, all the Hytrinas are gone. All the Indeedis are gone. All the Toxtricities are gone. The only thing I still have is the Ice Cubes. The Duraldons, all gone. I just have a few boxes of trash. The eggs are still here. The Gigantamaxes are here, obviously. And hey, the competitive, because guess what? All those ice cues you see in that box resulted in this one. The perfect boy. He is perfect in every way. Look at him. Look at that ice cue. I mean, I know he's not shiny. But that's it. All those ice cues resulted in this one. And I think Ice Cube was one of the fastest, like, competitive Pokemon. I legitimately think it only took me... What is this? 12, 13, 14, 15. It legitimately only took me 15 to get the perfect one. To get the perfect Ice Cube. Yeah. It's done me okay in competitive. Of course, nothing beats perfect in Alcremie. God, perfect Alcremie. I tried using Alcremie, or I think I tried using this one when getting Pluto, but like, Hatrina just does a little bit more damage. You know, just a little bit more. And I'm still missing my, this thing. I have a Dreadnought, and I sent it over to someone in another game. Never got it back. I got the Dragapult back at some point. I think it's this one. But I never got this one back. Yeah. Okay, I'm ending off here. Wait, what? I opened the box for a reason. Because I wanted to show Pluto one more time. Look at him. Look at my boy Pluto. I'm never if I do get a shiny Zorua, there's not a chance in hell it's gonna be female. There is the odds we've seen tonight of the 90 Zoruas, probably 10 are female. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get a female Zorua. So it's probably gonna end up being Zagreus, which I was gonna look up the Roman name for, and then I just got sidetracked. So yeah, I'll see you later. With that, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.